Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Avery and today I have my April ebook haul for you guys. So if you are new to my channel or new to this series as a whole, basically I spend some of my free time scrolling through the Kindle free books on Amazon and just click and download anything that sparks my interest, and I don't really go into in-depth of the synopsis. Just if it sounds really good, I download it because you never know when it's gonna stay free, and it's a free book. So I downloaded 13 ebooks this month, and so let's get started. Oh, and again, I have my laptop that I will be reading the summaries from because I don't really remember what they're about since I downloaded a bunch of them quite a while ago. Okay, so the first two books that I downloaded in the month of April was a part of the Moon series, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically a werewolf shapeshifter series. If you want to know more about it, I will leave a link down below to a video of me explaining the series as a whole, but I downloaded Wolf Moon by Lisa Kessler and New Moon by Lisa Kessler, and these two are not free books, and they are the last two books in the Moon series. And again, if you want to learn more about that series, I will leave a link down below to a video of me talking about the whole entire series as a whole. The third ebook that I downloaded in the month of April was To Save a Mate by Crystal Shannon. This book is also a part of a series. It is the first in a series. It is still currently free on Amazon and is 160 pages. What do you do when everything you thought was real turns out to be a lie? How do you pick yourself up and move on? Move past the pain. Cara McClure is living the perfect life. A great boyfriend, supporting loving parents, and a full ride to John McAdams University on a scholarship. What could go wrong? But something always does. When tragedy hits, you're supposed to be able to count on those closest to you for support. Cara turns to the love of her life, Vincent Harris, only to find him supporting the netherlips of her sorority sister. Luke Von Brandt is a business college student with a secret no one can know. When an accident threatens the life of an innocent girl he's secretly loved since high school, he risks everything to give her a second chance on life, even exposing the truth about what he is. The blue-eyed beauty haunts his dreams, and her scent is all he can think about. Luke's wolf insists he finds a way to claim her as his own, but Cara's broken heart will fight him every step of the way. So this is, I guess, a werewolf shapeshifter book series with mates in it, and I love books with mates in them, so I am looking forward to this one. The fourth book that I downloaded in the month of April was Rescued by a Highlander by Kiara Montclair. This book is the first in the Clan Grant series and is actually not free anymore, but it is 99 cents on Kindle and it is 220 pages. Madeline MacDonald has been a victim of her stepbrother's cruelty ever since her parents' death in a fire 2 years ago. Forced into a betrothal to a man she hates, her only way out is to escape to a convent. Laird Alexander Grant is honor-bound to rescue Maddie after seeing the bruises on her face. What he doesn't realize is that once he holds the beaten lass in his arms, his heart will never be the same. He vows revenge for the abuse she was forced to endure and yearns to make the sweet woman with an iron will his. But can he help her fight the demons in her mind left behind by her abuser's horrid treatment? This also is a trigger warning for sexual assault. There is also mature content in the sexual kind. I read this book last month, and if you want to know my thoughts on it, I will leave a link down below to my previous video, my April wrap-up. It was really enjoyable, and it was a good historical romance book, I think, and I think I gave it around 3 stars, 3.5 stars. The fifth book that I downloaded in April was Wild Hearts by Kimber White. This is the first book in a series called the Wild Lake Origins. It is still currently free on Amazon and is 208 pages. It's 1965 and farmer's daughter Patricia Bonner is used to her simple, quiet life on Wild Lake. After losing her mother far too young, she's known her duty was to care for her grieving father and little brother. When a sexy alpha wolf, Luke McGraw, wanders into Patricia's farm looking for sanctuary, their intense physical attraction to each other takes them both by surprise. Neither of them can afford to give into it if they want to protect everyone they care about. As a newly risen leader, Luke's in for a fight if he wants to keep and defend his pack. Loving Luke could threaten Wild Lake and put Patricia's family in a world of hurt. The pack war of a century is brewing, and danger is coming for Luke from all sides. Patricia's wrenching choice could rip her family and the pack apart. Cool, another werewolf shapeshifter book. I guess you could say that I'm into that right now. I guess I'm a sucker for them, even though a bunch of them may not be the best I have ever read. They're still like trash to me, so I hope to get to this one soon as well. The next book that I downloaded in April was Set the Night on Fire by Jennifer Bernard. And this is the first book in a series called Jupiter Point, and it is still currently free and is 384 pages. Firefighter Sean Marcus left Jupiter Point 13 years ago in disgrace, but now he's coming home to set the record straight. As the leader of the Jupiter Point wildfire crew, he's out to prove he's no longer the troubled boy who fled after a night of shocking violence. He's returned for one reason only, and it's not to fall in love. But that plan goes up in smoke the minute he sets eyes on Evie McGraw, all grown up and gorgeous. Evie has never spoken about the night that changed her life, but she can't escape it, especially now that her brother's wild friend Sean is back. Rugged, sexy, and impossible to ignore, he's the only one who knows what truly happened. Evie gave up everything to protect her family, but now she has to make a choice. Keep silent or put her heart on the line and let Sean help heal the past. This looks good. Another just contemporary romance book that looks good and interesting to me. The next book that I downloaded in April was Darkness Awakened by Stephanie Rowe. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. This is still currently free on Amazon and is 449 pages. When his blood brother goes missing, immortal warrior Quinn Masters will break every rule of his kind to save him, including teaming up with the sensuous, courageous woman destined to be his ultimate destruction. Haunted by a brutal past, illusionist Grace Matthews will risk everything to rescue her kidnapped sister, even if it means putting her life in the sinful, capable hands of an immortal warrior whose ravaging kisses and intense passion propel her ruthlessly toward a fateful destiny she can't afford to believe in. Oh, that's it. Oh, there's like 12 books in this series, so I guess if you want to get into a series, here you go. The 8th book that I downloaded in April was Highlanders Bride by Lexi Timms. This is the first in a time travel romance Scottish historical fantasy series. It is still currently free and is 265 pages. She shouldn't be here. She can't even recall how she got here, except for the dream. Maya Boyle remembers the dream. She knows it's somehow connected to her past, her present, and the future. Maya woke up one morning in a field, a stag grazing close by, as if it didn't even notice her. She lay there bare, like a babe from the womb, except for a wool blanket wrapped around her tightly. A grown woman with no memory, no family, no money, nothing. Caden McGregor found her while hunting. He was after the stag and nearly shot her with his arrow instead. Unable to leave her to the wolves of his clan, he took her to his home. He resents her. She can't bear to look at him or stop herself from staring when he doesn't notice. Trapped and yet somehow destined to be together. Okay, so this is the first in a 5-book series. It says, note, this is a series. In order to understand the time travel aspect, you will need to read the series to find out what is going on and put the pieces of the puzzle together. Okay, so apparently you won't understand the entire aspect of the time travel until you read all 5 books. And yet again with the last book, I don't know when I will get to this because I'm not really in the mood to read a series right now, so we will see when I get to this one, but it looks really good and I love Scottish historical fantasy books. So we will see when I get to it. The 9th book that I downloaded in April was Immortal Ops by Mandy M. Roth. This is still currently free on Kindle and is 260 pages. Immortal Ops team captain Luakin Valkusha is having issues with his newest target, Karen Matthews. His higher-ups want her eliminated. He simply wants her. The alpha side of him demands he claim her, that is, if she'll have him. After all, he's what she fears most, a wolf shifter. But there is more to Perrin than even she's aware of, and the enemy is closer than anyone imagined. Whoa, there's like a million books in this series. Why are all of these in a series? Another werewolf mated shapeshifter book. I want to read it, but I don't want to get sucked into a series again, so again, we will see when I read this one. The 10th book that I downloaded in the month of April was What's Left of Us by Amanda Maxlin. This is the second book in a duology, the first one being What's Left of Me. I read this book in April. It is in my April wrap-up, so if you want to know more about the first book that is in the series, go check out that video. I read the first book and the second book in April. The first book was free and I really enjoyed it, so I went and bought the second book on Kindle, and it is $5, so it's not a free book. The first one is though, so if you want to read the first one and know what that is about, go check out my April wrap-up. The next book that I downloaded in April was Shy Girls Write It Better by May Sage. This book is still currently free and is 182 pages. Cassie Franklin trips over nothing on perfectly flat surfaces every day, and she cannot seem to be able to simultaneously speak and look into her audience's eyes. Cassandra Frank is the ultimate tease. Her words have aroused, intrigued, and captured the heart of thousands. And somehow they are the same person. Hiding the fact that she writes erotica isn't much of a challenge. No one would ever think that a plain and boring little accountant like Cassie could do so much as read anything so scandalous. But one day she makes a huge mistake. Carter Harris employs so many people he can't exactly recall all of their names, but strangely, he knows her. She isn't an executive. She isn't sexy or otherwise noticeable, but the girl is cute, in a helpless, unique sort of way. He can't pretend to say she ever crosses his mind, though, until the day he finds the manuscript she worked on during her lunch hour. Ooh, this looks good, totally up my alley, and I want to get to this one soon, hopefully after I read what I'm currently reading right now. The 12th book that I downloaded in April was Forgotten and Remembered, The Duke's Late Wife by Bree Wolfe. This is still currently free on Amazon and is 309 pages. After losing his wife in an accident, Graham Astor, Duke of Kensington, decides that love is not worth the risk of having his heart broken all over again. Even his little daughter he keeps at a distance, afraid to hurt her with the darkness that now lives inside of his heart. Since he is unable to be the father she deserves, he vows to find her a mother who will heal her little heart. At a garden party, Graham spots a young woman with a shy smile tending lovingly to her little cousins, and he knows what he must do. As the black sheep of her family, Rosabelle Lander has no illusions about love. After her parents' death, her uncle and aunt reluctantly take her in, demanding nothing short of complete obedience. Unable to live down her past, Rosabelle only wishes for one thing: freedom. However, before she dares to take the first step towards an independent future, a cold-hearted stranger asks for her hand in marriage, and as the obedient niece, Rosabelle cannot refuse. Will Rosabelle find love after all, or will the memory of Graham's late wife keep them both from finding happiness? So I actually read this book in the month of April. It is in my April wrap-up if you want to know my thoughts on it. Overall, I really enjoyed it. Much more than I thought I was going to. It is a slow burning romance. And again, if you want to know more of my thoughts, go check out my April wrap-up. The last book that I downloaded in April was Legacy by Becca Fanning. This is still currently free on Amazon and is 203 pages. Corinne just wanted to drink whiskey and get away from his family. He didn't want the prestige of being the Romani traveler king's son, to say nothing of the responsibility. But where there is power, there are people willing to do anything to keep it or steal it. And soon he wouldn't have any other choice in the matter. Chris couldn't believe that she had a one-night stand with a tall, dark, and handsome guy with those gorgeous golden eyes. They couldn't have really been golden, right? No matter that now, all that mattered was the tiny life she was now carrying and how that would turn her world upside down. She had no idea how right she was. So this is another paranormal romance book with shapeshifters in it. This is a bear shapeshifter book. I also read this book in the month of April, and if you want to know my thoughts on it, go check out that video. Overall, I thought it was mediocre. It's okay, but if you want to know more of my thoughts, again, go check out my wrap-up video, which I will leave linked down below. So there you have it. Those are all 13 books that I downloaded in the month of April. I hope you all enjoyed this video and maybe check out some of them or download some of them. A bunch of them are free, so go download them. I mean, a free book is a free book. Let me know down below if you have read any of these books or if you're planning to. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see y'all soon with a new video. Bye.